It's Monday. It is Memorial Day. Hi, buddy. It's another dog. Well, it's the same dog. No work today since it's a holiday, but I did a little bit of writing in the morning and wrote 1,034 words today. Could have been more. It's about what I average when I'm writing at my lunch break generally. We also watched the first episode of the American Gods TV show. I've seen the first season, but Victoria hasn't. Now that we finished reading the book together, she's very interested to watch the show and very curious about the differences made in the story, as well as some of the execution differences, and also just the performances. You know, what is their version of Shadow like? What is their version of Wednesday like? And things like that. I'm really excited because next time when we watch episode 2, we get to meet Chernabog, who is really well performed. The writing today I think went pretty well. I juggle a few different POVs in the book, and this was one of the scenes that delved into the third character, the third of the 3 main POV characters. And I think it worked out pretty well. I'm pretty excited for where the story is going. We are moving very close to the inciting incident of the story, which is going to get pretty weird to write. I actually don't know how it's going to come together. I know what the inciting incident is, but I'm not 100% sure how it happens, if that makes sense. I can see the scene, but I don't quite see the scenes around the scene. I'm sure it'll be fine. We also figured out a deadline for the novel. I ran the math and tried to figure out about how long I want the novel to be. I'm thinking about 80,000 words. That's my best guess right now. It could go longer. It probably will go longer. I can finish the novel by the end of August. So that's the deadline that I'm setting. I would like to finish this draft of the novel by August 31st. Now, that's not always what happens. My girlfriend can certainly attest. When she met me, I was, I think, 3 months delayed on the deadline for my novel, which I didn't finish for another 8 months. Yeah, I didn't finish that draft for 8 months. But I also wasn't writing it. But again, this is all about building the habit, and right now I'm developing this writing habit and trying to make sure that I stick to it every day. So hopefully we can do that. I can do that. I can write a book in a little over 3 months. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I will do more writing at work tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. First day back at the office since the wisdom tooth surgery. There's a little stone table and bench area right near my office, just in the parking lot area, and sat down there and wrote 1,011 words. And I'm excited because we're getting very close to the big supernatural event that kicks off the story. And today was putting the characters all in position where they can be exactly where they need to be when the event hits. Or at least getting close, where we're lining up the players and sending them all towards the location in question. Spoiler alert, the event happens at a library. So yeah, back at work and gonna be figuring out how realistic it is to keep this writing habit going, and more accurately, how to build it into my lunch breaks and make sure that I am always taking that break, that hour or 50 minutes or however much I take to write at least 1,000 words. I need to sit down and do the math and figure out how many words I need to write per day in order to make sure that I meet my August 31st deadline, which right now only me and my girlfriend know about. And now you, actually, all of you know it too. So you can all help keep me honest. That does it for today. I'll be back in a moment with Wednesday's update. Some folks are sitting in my usual spot, so fortunately there's a couple other places to sit in the area where I work. It's Wednesday and I wrote some more today. Specifically, I wrote 1,364 words. The characters are in the library now. Not all of them, but we have now seen the library and people are heading in that direction unknowingly for the event that's going to happen. And describing the architecture and describing the librarian, these physical descriptions of what the character sees and how he feels when he's encountering them for the first time. All of that is a lot of words. Like, that's probably why I got to 1,300. That's a lot. That is mostly just what the character is seeing and how he reacts for the first time. But I'm excited, and I feel like we might be getting to the inciting incident a little early, but I'm not worried about that. I think the book is going to have a really long second act, so I don't mind that the first act is going pretty quickly. I also set up a tracking document so that I can figure out exactly where I am in the project and how many words I need to write per day. Assuming I don't write on weekends, which I'm not planning to do, I need to write 1,052 words every day, every weekday, in order to get to 80,000 words. I don't know for sure that the book will be 80,000 words, but I'm predicting somewhere in that range. For this genre, it's usually 70 to 100,000 or 70 to 90, so 80 feels like a good safe bet. And if I write too many, then, you know, gotta cut them out, which is never fun. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But if I write too few, that's not good either. Anyway, back at work tomorrow. On Thursday, I will have an update for you then. Today is Thursday, May 30th, and I wrote 14,034 words today. I don't really know why today was as productive as it was. It just happened to be a lot of words. Actually, that's not entirely true. I think I have an idea of why the words ended up being as many as they were. I was writing from the perspective of the older sister. There are three main characters in the book. A young boy, his love interest, and the young boy's older sister. And she's with this guy, and as I was writing it, I was noticing that he was exhibiting a lot of, I don't know if gaslighting is the right word, but certainly I would say abusive verbal tendencies, or basically I wrote a shady MFer. That's what happened. And as I was writing, I was realizing that this character was not a good dude, or at least doing things that are not good. Actually, I feel safe saying he's not a good dude. He's probably not a good dude. But as I was writing, I didn't really want to leave the scene as it was. I didn't want the scene to just end with me as the writer having a character exhibiting these tendencies and not have them be remarked upon. So the older sister pushes back a little bit, and when he reacts in a like manner to how he's been behaving, he's exhibiting a lot of red flags. I'll put it that way. She notices the red flags, and whether she knows exactly what to make of them or not, that's going to be something that we'll figure out in later chapters. But she notices them. And so I was pretty much pushing to get to the end of the scene, and like I have an alarm to remind me when I have about 5 minutes left on my lunch break so I can go back upstairs. I wrote right through it. I wrote for another 3 minutes past that alarm and then had to hurry back upstairs. And I feel like it could be a little heavy-handed at the moment. I may need to pull it back a little bit in revision, but that might just be my imagination. It might work fine. Regardless, I'm really happy with what the writing yielded, and I'm really happy with the strength of these characters and how well they are coalescing on the page. I'm liking this book. I think I would like this book, and I definitely like the direction that it's going, so I'm pumped. Oh, and I got my table back. The space was available today, which is good. That's it for today. I'll be back in a second with a Friday update. It's about 6:45. Hoping it doesn't rain today. That would be not so fun. It didn't rain. Time to write. I just saw a stray cat which looked very surprised to see me here. I think it comes here a lot, and usually I am not here when that happens. Anyway. It's Friday and I just got home and my dog really wants to play with me, so it's going to be a very short recording today. But I got some good writing done on my lunch break, and here is the... Hi, buddy. Hi. I wrote 1,436 words on my lunch break. That brings my current total to 14,891 words, which is also 2,267 words ahead of schedule, according to my very helpful, very useful Google Doc. The inciting incident, the event that happens at the library, the presence of supernatural things in this story are going to happen probably by Tuesday's writing. They're going to happen in the next 2 scenes. That's pretty much how I write the book, is I write a scene at a time, essentially. That's why today's outing and yesterday's and a few of them have been a lot longer than others. Today was actually 2 scenes, but Yesterday's was just one really long and intense one. Partly that's just because when you're in a scene, you don't want to stop writing. So anytime I'm in a scene that has a lot of rich dramatic material, I just keep pushing through and make sure to get to the end of it. Actually, it's not that different from what I did yesterday. It's like 14 words less. No, less than that. More than that. Actually, it's only 18 words less than I did yesterday. That's not bad at all. Right? Yes. 18 words less. Yes. One other thing I need to do is print out a copy of my superhero novel to begin revisions on. I also need to figure out what the deadline is on that, when I want to finish that by. I haven't given myself a deadline for that yet because I don't know how long the revision process is going to take. Ideally, I would love to be done with the revisions and have a draft of that book done by the end of the year. That's what I'm shooting for. I haven't put that in stone yet. I really should, though. I really should just like throw my hat over the wall and say I'm gonna have the superhero novel done by the end of the year. Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna have the next draft of the superhero novel done by the end of the year. So to refresh ourselves on those deadlines, I'm gonna finish the library novel, or this first draft of the library novel, by August 31st. I'm then gonna write the wizard novel, finish the first draft of that by November 30th, and in between, I'll revise the superhero novel and have that done by the end of the year, by the beginning of 2020. Because y'all, it's almost halfway through the year. 2019 is almost at the halfway point. This year is going very fast, very quickly. It's speeding up. Very fast, very quickly is redundant. And I'm a writer, and I should know that. I have a very serious face when I write. I like to tell people that I have resting, concerned face. Sometimes people will ask me, "What's wrong?" And I'll be like, "Nothing, what?" And they're like, "You looked really serious." And I was like, "I was thinking about the Avengers." "Oh, like the sad parts?" And I'm like, "No, just thinking about them." "Hi, Wrigley, look, it's camera. Look, it's a camera. Right there, it's the camera." Wow, you actually looked. That was wild. That usually doesn't happen. So that's gonna do it. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Doing YouTube things helps me do more things on YouTube. Did that sentence make sense outside of my head? If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Leave a note in the comments about whatever. And hit the bell. What does the bell do? I'm curious. Bye.